So I have literally grown up as an Irish dancer. Like, the family joke is I could walk on my toes and I could dance before I could, like, actually walk and run and stuff.
Well, I started when I was 4.5, and my grandma actually wanted me to Irish dance because I'm super Irish, and, like, she thought it would be, like, wonderful. And so with Irish dance, you have soft shoe and hard shoe. So in soft shoe, they're called gillies, and they look a lot like ballet shoes. And then, so you have the ballet shoes, and they're black with more laces than ballet shoes. And then you have the hard shoes, which kind of look like tap shoes.
Competition is largely a solo event. There are teams, but usually when you're training as an individual first. And you have localized competitions called feis or feishana for the plural. And then those expand to regional competitions, which are qualifiers for national competitions, which are qualifiers for worlds.
Emotions are just off the charts. I mean, if you think beauty pageants are emotional, you should go to a dance competition because, I mean, a lot of people, I know families who have put their house, taken out a second mortgage on their house to keep their kids in dance. And I think, you go to a competition like that and it's loud and, like I said, it's emotional. And I think to be an outsider, you've got to be like, wow, these people are nuts. Like, why would anyone do this? As you move up, so say you are a beginner dancer, you will do just your soft shoe dances because that's all that you know, and you are judged for each individual dance. And then as you move up, you start to do the hard shoe dances as well. Girls who are in preliminary championship or championship who do their soft shoe round, their hard shoe round, and then their set round. And all three of those are dependent on each other for a final score.
But generally they start with 100 points. Every dancer comes out with a clean slate. And then as they see you make a mistake, as they see something they don't like, they knock off points. And then at the end of the day, your raw score is different from the score that you're awarded, because if there's two dancers and one dancer gets 30 points and one dancer gets 45 points, the one with 45 wins and they're awarded 100 points. The one with 30 gets second and they're awarded 95. So your raw score and the score you actually end up with are different, and that system was created to level out the different levels of adjudication that you get, because since it is so subjective, someone might take off 5 points for something that someone else might only take off 1. So that's why that system is, like, overly complicated, but yeah. In the competitive aspect, something that especially has changed is overall power. Dancing has gone from being, like, really mellow and fluid to something that's really loud, really in your face, really aggressive. So you've seen trends change in who is doing really well competitively, like what styles of dancers are gaining the attention of the judges. I definitely think that the changes we've seen in costuming are a result of how competitive it's become, and it's, when you're in a sport, the equipment evolves along with the sport to provide better performance, and it's the same exact thing for Irish dance. They try to make the dresses lighter without sacrificing the quality or the style. They try to make the shoes easier to break in without sacrificing, like, how long they will last for you and how loud they'll be if they're hard shoes. So there's definitely been a trend of change of like improvement in the equipment that we use as dancers. I think that's associated with the competitive nature.
The costumes, for instance, they were very traditional for a while, where they were 3-panel, which means that there's like a wide triangle in the middle, and then there's 2 smaller triangles on the side that form the front of the skirt. And they went from that, and then maybe in like 2010 or maybe like 2008, they started to change to be soft skirts. So they looked more like just like fluffy fabric. To now there's sort of a revival of the 3-panel, but they're these very itty-bitty 3 panels. So I think when you're looking at dresses maybe from the 70s or the 80s, you saw a lot of Celtic knots and a lot of things from the Book of Kells, because that was the thing to do. Girls would go to Ireland with their parents, or boys would go to Ireland with their parents and pick out designs from the Book of Kells, and they would go and meet with Irish dance costume designers and have very traditional costumes. And now you see girls who have polka dots or girls who have hearts or bows as their design. So I definitely would say that the costumes have changed a lot.
So you look at the original company members, which are a generation older than I am, and we're doing some of the same material that they were doing, like in performances, but you look at the videos and it's completely different style of dancing. It's gotten more athletic, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's changed from the Irish culture. It's gotten more perfected, it's gotten more technique to it, it's gotten more athletic, but it's still very dominantly Irish dance. Whereas you see a lot of performance groups that are incorporating like African aspects in their music or hip hop in their dance or ballet or contemporary. So it is expanding a little.
There's actually a booklet that you study when you study to become a certified dance teacher, and all of those dances are exactly the same no matter where you go. Because Irish dance is much more than, just being Irish. It's something like soccer. Like you wouldn't say, oh, only people from Italy do soccer, or only, German people do soccer. It's like, no, everyone plays soccer. Everyone likes soccer. I mean, not everyone likes soccer, but anybody can like soccer. It's the same thing with dance. It's really reached out to every different type of person. People who have seen you work hard, people who have seen you practicing in the corner by yourself after you've gotten a correction, or, people who have seen you slip and fall at a fesh. Those are the people who understand what you're doing because they're doing it too. And so I think that that's a whole new level of, friendship in the sporting world, I guess. And so I think that definitely, for me, was the reason why I did it all the years.
Like, my friend group came from Irish dance. So we were always with each other. We were always training together. And so, yeah, I had friends from school and such, but I didn't feel like I was missing out all that much.